So disappointment is a reflection of a capacity to bear pain. Disappointment and being disappointed to a certain extent is inevitable in life, unfortunately. We have ideals, an image of the individual we want to be or the life that we want to have. We work towards it and often measure our success in life with how close or far we are in becoming this aspired individual. Our aspirations to become a certain way are not inherently wrong. Human nature strives to become. It is always a process. Still, we can take a pause and first see where is this need actually coming from. There is a very prominent sense of alienation amongst us. We all talk about not being authentic to ourselves, and there is so much conversation around becoming you. But what people are often misguided about is that there is no one unified notion of you. Life is a succession of becomings, ups and downs. You have goals that you aim to achieve, but your sense of self does not get finished once you do so. It doesn't collapse within itself. You keep on existing, and a lot of times your ideals also keep changing. So looking at the larger picture, this striving to always become something can actually be quite exhausting and challenging, but also fruitful, and mostly a path which makes us face disappointment. You can take this in any one of the two ways. Either collapse into absolute pessimism or accept the vast freedom which is being provided. The latter is exhausting and tough, yet it is a chance to live a fuller life. Let's talk about ideals. That is the values, beliefs, and principles that we all have, and what happens when we feel disconnected from them. The you, which is mostly in movement, changing, is made up of a number of things. Even your goals or the ideals are not one unit. Now, they have parts. Some are made up of what your parents or society put forward as an ideal. Some are those which you loved, admired, or feared in other people, which also includes your parents. And some are those aspects of you, real or otherwise, which you wish to gain back again. At any given moment, your ideal can be made up of at least all of these things. And often these assure you the approval of your environment, that is the people around you, or at least you're able to avoid disapproval. This does not mean that you're always at the mercy of the other, or that there is no space for your desire at all. Love and acceptance are actually very powerful motivators, even when we don't realize them consciously. This forms the basis of our self-esteem and our feelings of worth. So when failure or obstacles are coming our way, even after trying hard, you can feel disappointed. What are you then supposed to make of this disappointment? It feels meaningless and largely has shame and guilt around it, both of these being mostly two different emotions. So disappointment is an emotion where you dwell when there is a sense of resignation and hopelessness. And yet disappointment can be a source of growth. I do not mean a miraculous bouncing back to an almost euphoric level of hope. What the growth here is tolerance and developing on this ability. We pause to acknowledge the pain which has been felt and then take creative measures to grow from it and not out of it. You cannot deny the rawness of the emotion, and neither are we to celebrate it with some cult of suffering. It's hard to feel disappointed, and we may be guilty of wanting to intellectualize our feelings to make them more bearable. But the conversation is never about a right or wrong way of living. It is about the humanness of it. Disappointment is one shade of living, of facing reality and learning to negotiate with it or live it. It teaches us to not withdraw back to ourselves and be against the world, but to take it in stride, to still turn our face towards the world and see possibilities.